I was receiving texts from various people, and I have great respect for that are in this profession. And they were wondering what was wrong with Jim Nantz at the beginning of the Buffalo game against the Kansas City Chiefs. We know what it was all about. He's hearing footsteps. Footsteps from this man, Ian Eagle, who joins us here on the program. Ian, how are you, my friend? Thanks so much for doing this. I know you can't comment on that.
Yeah, thank you, as always, for the very comfortable segue into the interview. It's so seamless.
He's like, no, don't listen to that conversation, boss. No, don't listen to that.
I never said that. Yeah, you know, some intern at the New York Times is going to take this and blow it out of proportion here. That Eagle is already.
Ryan said Nance is done.
Yeah, Eagle campaigning for number one spot. Well, in our hearts, you're number one, and now Noah Eagle. My God, I mean, this kid.
Your son's great.
Is he on the
biggest
crazy. Meteoric rise you've ever seen in the industry, Ian? I mean, you may be hearing footsteps.
Well, you guys have the same voice. You know that? Like, every time he's on, I'm like, Ian's on NBC now? What the fuck? I'm like, when did Ian... Oh, it must be his son. I mean, he does such a great job.
Yeah, and all I can think when he's on is, I used to clean your poop.
That's great.
Yeah, that is one way to look at it. That's for sure.
Oh my God, that's great.
The time. Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
And a very pleasant good morning, everybody. Good to be with you here. Today's edition of the Defo Show is going to feature a trivia challenge. And the great Dave Gurggles Gergely is scheduled to join us in about 10 minutes or so. We'll get today's edition of the Trivia Challenge underway. Always a fascinating study. That one question he had a couple of weeks ago stuck with me. And I relayed it to my friend Ira the Met fan. You remember this one? Who was the only guy in Major League history, Lubie, with the baseball season on the horizon here? Who was the only... We should run this by Glenn Geffner and see if he knows that one. The only guy in Major League Baseball history to finish his career by hitting into a triple play in his last at-bat.
Oh, wow.
Right? And the answer was Joe Pignatano of the... I guess he was a Met at the time. Joe Pignatano. No, but you're laughing at Pignatano because it is a weird name.
I just never heard the name.
Yeah, Joe Pignatano. I know it because, and anybody that collected baseball cards during this period of time or had any kind of, total of cards amassed from various forms of degenerate gambling with baseball cards, which was quite a commodity. I mean, think about that. We didn't know that we were playing with like thousands of dollars worth of cards a shot. Can you imagine, Louis? It was like a 9-year-old DeForest, and I'm flipping Carl Yastrzemski rookie cards or whatever, and you're thinking, that these were the most useless. I mean, they were cards that when you received them in the packet, you wanted to even throw away the fucking gum. That's how unspectacular it was to get either a checklist. The checklist was particularly disgusting. I mean, you're only getting 6 cards in a pack, I believe it was. Topps baseball cards. And they had everything that you needed to know because it had all the information. You could tell anybody that they could name an obscure player like Pignatano. And you would know his stats. You would say, well, in 1959 when he came up from AAA, he hit 267 the rest of the year with the Pirates. You're like, what? How do you know that? You're a 9-year-old fucking kid.
With a card.
From the card, yeah.
The card, yeah.
Studied him. So a lot of people, I think, had a fairly significant number of Joe Pignatano cards. Oh. They were far more common than getting your hands on a Mickey Mantle, Mr. Bob Costas. Unbelievable. But, that was a great question. So Gurggles is going to be joining us in about 10 minutes here, maybe a little sooner. And we'll have the Trivia Challenge, which you can join. And it's usually dominated by members of the Chronics from your Landlubbers, which is tonight, right? Your Landlubbers Live Trivia?
Yes, sir. 6:30, Landlubber, Sunrise Boulevard, Pine Island in Plantation.
All right, we're hoping several of our favorites make it out there, including Andy, who I haven't heard from for a couple of days.
It was on the chat. Yeah, he's been on the chat every day.
Okay.
I think he's doing
I'm going to make sure he's okay. Because, wow, I mean, he definitely is turning these hospitals into the Hotel California, where you can check in, but the only way you're checking out is in a bag that zips. That's kind of what they were telling me for those 5 days. Did they just scare the fuck out of you? So no matter what your insurance doesn't cover, you'll gladly pay it. So,
Maybe.
because you figure, wow, you saved my life, doc. Call the doctor, call the nurse. I don't know what it is, but I know that it hurts. That's
Exactly.
the old Albert Castillo line. Just absolutely fantastic. All right. Want to get into a bunch of things today before we get into the trivia challenge. And you can dial us up if you want to play that at 954-417-0070. Lubie usually has it posted there on the screen there in case. Well, we wouldn't mind getting some new blood mixed in there. I mean, it's all fine. Well, we love our regular players on the game, but and we play fewer players since we transitioned into the video and only want to work a half hour a day. No, that isn't behind it at all. People, I can assure you, it's not our desire to get out of here and shut up and just enjoy the rest of a beautiful day. Has it been any more magnificent?
Weather.
Oh my God, Libby!
Holy
Wow.
crap! This week the weather's been fantastic.
You'd think you moved to San Diego or something, right?
Yes, it feels like a San Francisco, San Diego kind of West Coast, kind of cool, not freezing,
Yeah.
not humid at all. Just
I mean,
nice.
the sun's there, but it isn't just so overwhelming and oppressive that you would just as soon be following Lawrence of Arabia through some desert somewhere. At least for the glory of God or whatever it was. What was he fighting for, Lawrence of Arabia? Was he for something good? I guess so. Right? He couldn't possibly be as deified as he is. Wow, that's fucking Lawrence of Arabia. Unreal. You had to be Lawrence of Arabia to get out of the parking lots at Hard Rock Stadium for many years. Did they ever pave those? The sand lots? They literally were sand lots. You'd park your car and you may as well be on Daytona Beach, man. Sand wasn't as hard. All right, we get one from Jim Sarney today, and we talked about this on our morning briefing. Jim Sarney alluding now he's a little concerned. How is this possible? I guess what? I thought Valentine's Day was always like on a Wednesday.
Yes,
but it's always February 14th.
Yes,
right?
it is.
So it can't always be on a Wednesday. So it is possible that the Super Bowl in 2027 is going to be on Valentine's Day.
So Valentine's is just always the 14th, no matter what day of the week the 14th is.
See, why do I think it was always on a Wednesday?
I always thought it's Wednesday. I guess it's the 14th.
No, February 14th is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I guess it's just that date, and then whenever that is, it's funny. That shows you how little we pay attention.
Didn't you pay? Tell me I'm alone, right? Then I thought it was always on a Wednesday.
I did too.
It was on a Wednesday this year, right? I mean, it was just last Wednesday, a week ago.
Yep.
So what good did it do you people? I mean, in what fashion and to what level has your relationship changed to become more favorable after you did everything you fucking could for this woman on Valentine's Day?
I mean, I didn't. I just did enough.
Yeah.
I wanted to just do enough.
So you're in the same doghouse that you were in prior to Valentine's Day.
I mean, that's the thing that you learn about. I don't know about man, woman relationships. I don't know.
How short-lived is the spark of Valentine's Day? There's your question, philosophical question.
At least the man, woman relationships. No, I would have erased the last two words you said there. How short-lived is the spark of any move you make, no matter what the move is? I can do the great. We just went to fucking Helen, Georgia. Okay.
Oh yeah, you spent like a week in a log cabin with this woman.
It was a good time. We had fun, but the reality, I still drove in my car. Drove in
11 hours of schlepping.
11 hours with my dog, who every 30 minutes to an hour gets up, and you have to calm him down. There's another fucking dog in the back. Every 3 hours, you had to walk him.
Yeah.
If we went anywhere in Helen, I had to walk him. So it wasn't like a vacation. We just did this. We already have a trip booked.
You would have been better off bringing a baby.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I booked to DR in like 2 months. And then she's like, yesterday, so what else are we going? I'm like, what else are we going? What the fuck do you want to go, you asshole? I'm like, I just was in a car.
You called her an asshole, at least, internally? Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, her face. She knows she is. Like, so that's the thing is like it's how long does that's what it's not that you're going to get a spark or a residual effect out of it.
Man.
You just want to get left alone for like an hour.
You can't light a flame without a spark, Libby. But why does it diminish so quickly? That's the question. Anyway, Sarney sparked something up besides that Valentine's Day on Super Bowl Sunday, which I have to admit, Jim, I was not overly concerned about.
Yeah,
at this point. In fact, I hadn't given it even the slightest of passing thoughts. But he did send me a reminder, which I suppose it's appropriate to celebrate the anniversary of the 1980 U.S. victory over the Soviet Union at Lake Placid in probably the biggest hockey upset of all time.
Oh,
Correct?
many
I mean,
people to this day still consider one of the greatest upsets ever. Because again, it was a team that you talked about this morning. We've talked about it before. Lost to the same team by like,
I think they lost 10-2 at Madison Square Garden.
and they had lost. Hadn't they just lost two or something like that? Like they weren't a dominant force, and it was a bunch of. And it wasn't even like the greatest college kids ever. They were like okay college kids. They weren't like legends or icons.
Who the hell were these guys? Mike Ruzioni, please.
Yeah, it was a weird team, and they took out one of the greatest. Supposedly, that Soviet Union team was one of the greatest teams ever. Like it was
Jim Craig, right? Didn't he have a cup of coffee in the NHL? He wasn't very good. The goaltender, who was magnificent. I mean, these Russians, literally, you could have put the Detroit Red Wings jerseys on these Russians instead of that CCCP. And they were daunting, man. I mean, they literally were Ivan Drago compared to this bunch of ragtag, good time Charlies that comprise the U.S. team under maybe one of the quirkiest of coaches, right? You think Bruce Boudreau is a little quirky? My favorite guy who's literally like a hockey version. He's Joe Pesci in, any movie he's ever been in, only with a hockey face. Doesn't Boudreau have the perfect, just like Barry Trotz, he has that perfect hockey face. He looks like a guy named Punch, like Punch Imlach, one of the fabled coaches of all time. But it's just insane that this team was able to beat the Russians after they got crushed like a grape in the previous game. And the Russians were only fooling around at that point. And then there were all the excuses. Well, you know what? We don't have professional teams here in the Olympics. No, we don't. Why not? What the fuck was wrong with us?
Exactly.
Always the good guys. Well, they're Americans here. We're going to play by the rules.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Where did that get you? Nowhere. Holy shit. And so this upset was of monumental proportions. And we've been debating forever. And Sarni reminded me of this. And I thank you, Jim, for giving me material for like 2 shows here. Not that we haven't explored this material before, but it's always worthwhile, I think, once in a while to resurrect the classic sports arguments. What do you think, Lubie? You've been doing this a long time now. What kind of judgment do you have on that? Should we resurrect the classic sports arguments?
Oh, I don't know. You hate
who's the better quarterback, Marino or Montana? The championships really matter. I mean, these sort of things are what fuels sports talk for years. I mean, they're still doing it, right? ESPN, who's under more pressure? Dak Prescott?
Oh, Jesus.
Who's about to, get stiffed on the remaining $300 million of his contract because they can do it in the NFL? Or, the Brock Purdy, who's, Mr. Irrelevant, like just a year ago.
Exactly.
This guy was praying not to get drafted in that spot.
Like Tesla said.
Late 7th round, you want no part of the draft. You want to be able to maybe pick a spot where you have a chance to actually make the team.
Yep.
You don't want to be some token gesture because they couldn't, draft Jesse Owens out of respect to, his family that they didn't want to bring up the dead, right? I mean, otherwise that's what would have been the pick there, Brock Purdy. So he's under more. I don't know. Do you know, Lubie? I mean, could you make that determination?
I have no idea.
But the big question would be, and maybe Gurggles has an opinion on this as we bring in the great Dave Gurggles Gergely about to conduct the trivia challenge for this fine Thursday. Do you believe, and I guess it's appropriate to phrase it this way, that Al Michaels ad-libbed the line, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes. Or did he have that predetermined, preordained, written down on his sleeve somewhere that, holy shit, the Americans are going to win. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. What do you think? Scripted or ad-lib?
I think Hank Goldberg slipped him that note.
Hank was taking credit for it, that's for sure.
I gave him that line. I told him that. He took it from me.
No, Hank was great like that. And we love him. I mean, can't believe he checked out, what was that?
This year.
Just last year, on July 4th on his birthday. Yeah, it might have been 2 years back. Yeah, Hank.
Yeah, we tried to reach him when we were in Vegas, remember?
Yeah. Actually, I did talk to him a couple of times, and oddly, I was about to call him on his birthday, and then I found out he checked out. So, I felt a little bit of guilt about not dialing him up a day sooner, but nonetheless, who would have figured that, right? Anyway, yeah, I mean, do you think he made that up? Al Michaels on the 1980, it's a 44th anniversary, Gurggles. I know you probably had like a bunch of questions I'm going to, kind of ruin for you, but 44th anniversary of that game is today. Jim Sarni fed me that. But do you think Michaels made that up?
No, I don't. I think he's got what is it? Bartlett's famous quotations, a little book like that.
Oh yeah,
And,
he stole it.
was in
Not only
there,
did
and
he not make it up, he plagiarized it. You're saying?
well, I don't know about that part, but yeah, I know. I think any guy like that has something in their back burner that they're ready to use. Yeah. So
I wish that Polyman had been calling that game. That would have been great. Do you believe this shit? Vito told me if they win, I'm off the hook. Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, imagine having that one on the money line. That had to be a good one. Although, could you even bet on amateur sports back then? I guess you can. You could bet on anything.
Sure.
All right, Gurggles, how you been? We're going to get the trivia challenge going. You can dial us up if you want to play, 954-417-0070. I see Lubie's been relatively idle with the cell phone, so you can dial us up, 954-417-0070. What's been happening, Dave? It was good seeing you out at the track last Friday.
This is a busy month. That's why I want to start a little early. I've got 40 guys in from Youngstown, Ohio for a full week. So they're teeing off today around 9.
Boom Boom Mancini with them?
No, but they knew some people that were kind of like this.
Yeah.
I think some of them I think probably had relatives that ate at Anthony's too. So
exactly.
They're good, definitely good guys by all means. Yep.
Did they follow the rules? These mafiosos?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, a lot of them played in celebrity golf tournaments put on by who was the owner of the 49ers?
Abe Saperstein. Yeah. No, he was a Globetrotter.
Oh, Barlow.
Yeah.
He was from Youngstown. He was a Youngstown guy. Yep.
Very nice, man. Kelly Pavlik, I think, also another boxer from Youngstown, Ohio, that achieved some acclaim there. They had him featured all the time on those anthology shows during the era of like Wide World of Sports. And then everybody had their own copycat version. All right, so you're doing well, Gurggles, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're busy, and then Friday or Saturday I leave for Tampa for 3 days.
Oh, nice.
Luckily, last week's turf sprint at Tampa Bay Downs was rained off the turf, and they rescheduled it for this Saturday. So I may make my way into the winner's circle and for a photo with whoever wins.
Beautiful. That'd be great. I always liked Tampa Bay Downs. Did some shows there when we were doing Racing Report from Florida. We got shut out at Gulfstream one year. And so to keep the continuity of the show, since we were doing Hialeah and Calder, which were 10 months of the year, we did 8 weeks of shows from Tampa Bay Downs, where I actually, because I was friends with Richard Grunder, the longtime race caller there, who retired a couple of years ago, great guy out of Minnesota. And he was known for, in his calls, he always would name like the first 3 or 4 horses that got off to the front. And then he would say, and the last horse away. And how often was it your horse? It was just about every time. He could have just filled in the blank with whoever I bet. And the last horse away, Lubie's Holiday. You're like, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck did he end up in the back? Unbelievable. But he let me call a race, which I butchered, I would have to say. Dave, even though I've always been, sort of critical of track announcers, at least, saying, I think this guy's great, this guy sucks, and very picky about it. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. You're worried about the memorization. That's not even the part, because those guys don't necessarily memorize every horse. They're just very good at looking quickly at the colors in the program and identifying them. But I kept repeating myself. You'll find that surprising. I kept saying the same phrase over and over, even though it was subconscious. I didn't realize I was doing it because I'm thinking, who the fuck is that in front? It was only a 6-horse field, and I managed to butcher it. So, not the easiest of things to do. A tribute to the great Richard Grunder and your visit to Tampa Bay Downs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Racing quality overall has improved vastly from those days when the feature race was a bunch of shippers from Beulah Park. All right, we're coming back with a trivia challenge. Jump on board if you want to play. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. We will be, we got, this is great, the way this is turned into like Invalid City, these shows, including me. I mean, doing shows on IV bags and things like that. But now most of our players are originating their calls from various hospital beds. Is Andy involved in this also? I hope he's not back in.
Andy, I think maybe playing shortly. I thought he was getting out, though, so I don't know. I mean,
I think he was out. He was sprung.
Yeah, he told me, because I was going to visit him last week, actually, and he's like, don't come by. I'm not going to be here. So
I can't believe it. They were talking to me about getting released, and they gave me the number of a bail bondsman. I mean, that's how hard it is to get out of there. Kevin came over and bailed me out. Kevin McGoey. The bondsman, as we used to call him. All right, we're coming back with the trivia challenge in a moment here on the Defo Show. That's Mike Lubie Lubitz, Dave Gurggles Gergely, and we'll return in a moment. Now that. Day 23. Ponies in Style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine foods served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in the Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar, and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante, the Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici, just switch the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on The Defo Show.
All right, back at it on the Defo Show. Looks like another beautiful day shaping up. Geez, Gurgs, you couldn't have better weather for these Youngstown, Ohio people.
Oh, my God, this weather's perfect for golf. Holy
golf? Oh, my goodness. Hey, by the way, we were having this discussion the other night. I mean, is it easier to find Navalny's body than to find Greg Norman at this stage?
Norman?
Where the fuck did this guy go?
Where's Norman?
Greg
I
Norman.
I heard him being interviewed slightly at one of the live events on Channel 39 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's on PBS, the live tour.
I thought he was the Saudis' version of Navalny.
Where is this guy? I haven't seen him. I don't know. Was that artificial intelligence? I mean, how do we know it was Norman? That's the other thing that's in play here. You don't think Putin produced that very lively-looking Navalny the day before he happened to check out?
Yeah, like literally.
Mysteriously, from natural causes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Story is they had him walking around in like 30 below temperatures there.
Yeah,
I mean, this was Gulag Archipelago type of stuff.
Exactly.
Where they're feeding him grass and, he's walking around outside and freezing temperatures, and then they did the whole thing, man, which I don't know. They resurrected something from the old KGB, right, where they punched a guy in the heart after they weakened his body. This is the new theory on Navalny. But, I mean, I think Greg Norman, I wouldn't be surprised to find some bruising around his chest when they finally find the body.
When they found him in Siberia, he had a pair of Trump sneakers on. That might have been
Autograph to my friend Vlad. Yeah, exactly.
My friend Vlad. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Vladdy and I were at we were golfing in New Jersey. Yeah, very good. All right, Dave, you ready to go, man? Now we have some people standing by, and they're in perilous circumstances, some of these callers. So, and you're always thinking, geez, I hope that they have an AM radio in the Broward County Jail, so at least I have some listeners out there. But you can dial us up if you want to play 954-417-0070. Without further delay, we get into the trivia challenge dedicated to our dear friend, the esteemed colleague for many, many years, and still very much in our hearts at all times, the great Polyman, Paul Massell, who did I send you that picture of the Polyman?
Yes, and I showed
Wasn't that a great one? Yeah.
People at Gulfstream, and they remembered him well.
Didn't he look like Cesar Romero, like a dead ringer for Romero in that
Very
picture?
distinguished. Very distinguished.
Incredible. Polyman in a tuxedo with his then wife at the time. And only Miramani would be saving something like that for like 40 years in his phone. All right, here we go. Into the game. And good luck, everybody. Dave Gurggles Gergely going to start us out in the traditional fashion with a dedication to the Polyman and Son.
Easy baseball. This legendary comedian and baseball fan, upon hearing that Leo DeRocher was leading the Giants, quipped, "Yes, and so is everyone else in the league." Groucho Marx, Chico Marx, Harpo Marx, or Zeppo Marx?
All right, roll that random phone scrambler. See if that's cranking. Oh, nice. You greased it up, Lubie.
Just made it louder. I don't like blowing people away.
All right, from a hospital bed, we have Lenny the Chronic. Lenny the Chronic, was it your? I mean, I don't want to put any kind of an onus on this thing, but I hope it isn't your dying wish to be playing the trivia challenge while receiving that final 8 count. Yeah. All right. All right, you're in the game, Chronic. Thanks for dialing us up. Hope you're okay.
All right. Sports, Lenny, true or false? Dr. James Naismith invented basketball actually for something to do for volleyball players in the off season. True or false?
Oh, yeah.
True.
Sounds true. Yeah.
It's true. Yep.
Very good. All right. 2 for 2, Lenny. What drugs are you on? And you got the true false question correct.
Exactly.
You got a truth serum? I mean, what the hell did they give you there? You never know in the hospital. You're going to be all right, aren't you? Chronic, we need you.
Just at a doctor's visit.
Yeah.
And he's
Okay, all right.
like, yeah, if you want to play, go for it.
Yeah, what if a doctor comes over to, give you some kind of information?
Yeah.
Oh, they are? Okay. All right. See if they can answer this next question. Here we go.
All right, golf, Lenny. Atlantic City Country Club, which is a great place. Jeff dined near there, but not at that course probably.
Yeah.
The first ever senior golf event in 1980, the Atlantic City International. And it was won by
Ooh. Yeah.
Homero Blancas, George Archer, Don January, or Mike Suchak.
Wow. Who the hell would know that?
Suchak.
Suchak.
D.
No. Don January.
And he collected $20,000 for that win.
Everybody knew that, Lenny, but you. I mean, do you have that on the speakerphone so your doctors can chime in?
No.
Is there a hot nurse that you're groping right now as you're answering this 5-point question?
Hi, Lenny, baseball.
No.
Believe it or not, 3 of the following 4 hitters actually swung at a pitch that ended up hitting them and was called a strike. Which of the following was not one of those unfortunate hitters?
Yeah.
Gorman Thomas, Giancarlo Stanton, Carlos Delgado, or Jose Canseco?
Canseco did it. Yeah. Canseco. No, he had to have done that. Are you kidding me?
Actually, Gorman Thomas did not have that happen.
Nice try, Chronic. Feel better.
Lenny, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. If, we'll call you back. Can we get through without having to go through the switchboard there? Because that's always impossible.
Exactly. We got to call him at the doctor.
I never answered the phone when I was in the hospital there. Who the hell would be calling me there? You got to be kidding me. Can't be good news. All right. That's Lenny the Chronic. He fails to have a total worthy of being in the finals, although you never know. We might be coming back to him. Although, is there a do not disturb sign outside of his door there?
Wow.
Everybody we know has got a timeshare at some local hospital. It's incredible. All right, 954-417-0070 on the phone lines. Gurggles, Perdomo Cigars, I would imagine. Did you turn a Youngstown mafioso onto Perdomo Cigars?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's funny you mention that. This is the Chabon family that comes down here. Been coming down for 48 years.
Not related to Tyrone Chabon, the owner of the Parrot. Yeah.
Yeah, the father and son are huge Perdomo fans. And last year when they came down, I took them to the plant, introduced them to Nick.
Wow.
And then the junior, his dad likes the Maduro 20th anniversary. His son bought him a box that Nick personally autographed and shipped up to Ohio. So, yeah, they're big Perdomo fans, as are a lot of people. We saw them right here at the course.
Did he slip you a 20 for turning him on to the Perdomo showroom?
Oh, no, I don't worry about that. That's a pleasure to do that for
Telling
Nick.
you to bet a horse or something for him? To see if you couldn't run it up for the two of you? That would have been great.
But
All
anyway,
right,
these
yes.
These Perdomo cigars, You don't have to live in Youngstown to get them. You can get them right here in Miami Lakes, 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto, just a little bit east of Home Depot on the south side. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. is their hours. On the weekend, you want to get one? I'll take some with me to Tampa, by the way. But up in Tampa, if I need one up there, Ybor City's got cigars, and any retailer near you should have Perdomo cigars. If you're not sure, go online, www.perdomocigars.com. So today, tomorrow, and next time you see my alma mater, Rider University, play basketball, rush to bet on them. They've been red hot on the money line. Put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
How about that? Only, on this show or, any of the shows we do, could you slip in the middle of a commercial a tip on a degenerate gambling run?
Yes.
Like
they
that.
They were giving Manhattan 2.5. They won by 50. They won by 51 points.
You're all over this, Gurggles. Who would even think about betting Rider College? I mean, do you have to search for a place to bet this, or you can do it at the Hard Rock?
No, right at the Hard Rock. Right at the Hard Rock.
You've become a regular over there. I mean, you're the guy that kind of got roped in with the sports gambling. Very nice.
I like a little bit of let it ride, and I usually pay like $20 or $40 parlay, something like that. Nothing more than that. But yeah,
Big Rich is in this new thing where he's betting these very small denomination parlays to win big money, and a series of just impossible events has to occur all in sequence, and he's hitting them.
Oh,
so he had one, a $10 bet got him back 400.
Oh my goodness!
At 40 to 1 because he had 4 different guys in that outdoor game between the Islanders and the Rangers to score a goal.
Oh wow!
And it came back 40 to 1 because they all scored. Can you imagine?
Beautiful.
That game was like 10-9 or something like that. I think it was 5-4 in overtime, but it sounded better at 10-9. All right, we're ready for our next player, and I was laughing as you were doing the spot there because I was thinking, well, what hospital are we going to next?
We tour restaurants and start the trend toward hospitals.
Yeah.
This show, we go hospital to hospital, finish the trend.
What kind of show is this, man? All right, 954-417-0070. Here's Dave, our next set of questions.
Boxing. This fighter, after being knocked down in the fight versus Jose Torres, answered the fight doctor thusly: "You're damn right I know where I am. I'm in Madison Square Garden getting the shit kicked out of me." Willie Pastrana, Willie Mosconi, Willie Montañez, or Willie Sutton?
All right, let's roll the scrambler here. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to see Andy at whatever hospital he's in this South Florida town. Andy, how are you? Are you okay, kid?
I happen to be in the gym right now, not even in a hospital.
Oh, wow. Same thing in a sense. All right. Very good, my friend.
I'm just sitting here in case I die, Okay. I said there's people around.
Oh, Jesus.
It's amazing, to think this guy was literally he had a team of doctors overlooking his bed with great concern on their face just a week ago. Amazing, yeah. He said he had every clot but red clots in his system. That's Andy for you. All right, 1 point going for 2 here, Andy.
Golf, Andy. Longtime Hillcrest Country Club member, where they played the Genesis, Jack Benny, contrary to popular belief, once made a hole-in-one on the par 3 7th and actually did buy a round of drinks for everyone in the clubhouse.
Sure, why not?
I'd say no. Wow. You had me, Gurggles.
You didn't buy either one.
Yeah.
All right.
All
right, one going for 4 here, Andy.
Very generous man, Jack Benny.
Sure. Why not?
Yes, he was. All right, hockey. Our Florida Panthers have won 11 straight road wins, one shy of the record set by 2 teams: the Detroit Red Wings in 2006 and Boston Bruins, New York Islanders, Philadelphia Flyers, or Minnesota Wild.
Wow.
When in doubt, go with his hometown bias. So I'll go with the Flyers.
No, it's actually 2014, the Minnesota Wild.
I was going to say the Wild.
I was going to say it's the Wild.
Yeah.
He's in the fucking Wild.
Just because most people wouldn't even include them in the list of names. That's short of hockey
he's
teams.
The Wild.
All right. Andy, you're going for 6 points here. Otherwise, we hope the lot of drip kicks in. Yes.
How does he ask me hockey questions? The last time I watched 10 football games in a row, the freaking bookie said, "Why don't you try hockey?"
Yeah.
the fuck do I know about hockey?
Exactly.
You know
The name of didn't hurt.
let's see
Yeah.
what you know about college football. From 1948 to 1973, Miami hosted a bowl game. What was the name of that bowl game?
Oh,
Was it the Blue-Gray game, the North-South game, the Holiday Bowl, or the Mason-Dixon Bowl?
I think we had this one last week, and I don't remember the answer.
I've never heard this.
That was not the Blue-Gray. What was the other one with colors?
Blue-Gray, North-South, Holiday, or Mason-Dixon?
I'll go with North-South.
That's right.
Yes. All right. Very good, Andy.
All right,
Nice job. All right. I guess this is an appropriate thing since you're at the gym and not in the hospital. Stick around. You could easily be in the finals here. All right. We'll try and get another player or two in. 954-417-0070. Are you under a television time limit, Gurggles? Do you have to get out of here?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
They're all lined up. Their names are on their cards and everything. I'll just go out and say hello to them. So I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up pretty quickly here. 954-417-0070. Let's take a quick time out for some very important commercial messages. And then we'll come back and wrap up today's edition of the Trivia Challenge with Dave Gurggles Gergely in a moment. Now that.
The time.
It's 8:39.
Folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously. Friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs, unmatched. Steaks, hand-cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
Jeremy Piven joins us here on the show. We have to talk about those McConaughey commercials, too, for the whatever automobile that is that he's touting. An honor to have Jeremy Piven with us in the studio. Huge Entourage fan. And, of course, I would have given on the Oscar. And maybe a Lifetime Achievement Award is forthcoming from the Academy for his role in Two for the Money.
Oh, my God.
Don't undersell that, Jeremy. That was sheer acting brilliance there. I mean, Olivier had nothing on you.
I will listen, man. I understand that you are punching below the belt at this point. I will take it.
We're punching.
No, he doesn't realize that. No, that movie is one of his favorites.
I don't understand where that voice is coming from. By the way, where's the voice coming from?
You got in the jackpot with the boys from WEEI in Boston.
I love it.
They swore.
Where is that accent from? Is that Jersey?
I'm from here.
Here.
You're from here. What's wrong with you, my man?
That's a great
Too
question.
much sun.
Oh, my God.
It's now time for the Defo Show.
Piven really thought we were hammering him because of what I thought was a brilliant job. I mean, he played the sort of halfway normal handicapper in the movie Two for the Money. So you had the maniac guy whose face got all red as he was proclaiming that he had the game of his lifetime. Of course, had Pacino and McConaughey. And then Piven was like the guy that would have been maybe the modern day version of Chip Chirimbus. One of these guys that, they said, okay, Chipper, what do you got for this week? And he would just give his picks and then extol the virtues of his pick line, which what was far different than the one that I just had in my arm, where he was just giving out nothing but losers. It was great. But I like that. I mean, he got into Lubie a little bit there also. That was fantastic, yeah. Because he wasn't facing you. So that voice really did come in out of nowhere.
Oh, you were talking shit, and you were not. And that's
I was totally sincere there when I compared his role in Two for the Money to Laurence Olivier.
You really loved him in this movie. You always talked about it incessantly, and I wondered. I'm like, is he going to think Defoe's being serious? He obviously thought you were fucking with him, and I'm like,
oh yeah, he must have hated that movie. Yeah,
he loved that movie. Like,
I thought it was classic. I really did.
He can quote it to chapter and verse.
Rene Russo in there. I used to wait on Rene Russo at a health food restaurant on Sunset Strip. Very lovely young lady. Very much in conjunction with her physical, classic physical appearance. That was very much cosmopolitan and vogue back in the day, man. Rene Russo, every bit as lovely a person. All right, there's my celebrity name dropping for you. And we do have a celebrity with us, and that's Dave Gurggles Gergely, of course, who will be passing out Perdomo cigars today to a bunch of mobsters from Philadelphia that came in and claimed they were from Youngstown, Ohio. At what is it called now? The golf course?
Miami Lakes Golf Club.
Miami Lakes Golf Club. And that is the DeLuca family taking over, right? And they do a tremendous
Jr. was
job.
Just in during the commercial and said, "Are you still doing that crap with Defo?" And I said, "Yeah."
Perhaps you'd like to become a sponsor. Would be the natural response.
Oh, Jesus.
Because we need the money. All right, here we go. Let's get into our final set of questions here. We have players standing by. You're ready to go. Andy's in the lead with 6 points, so we need a challenger for Andy. It's either going to be Lenny the Chronic or this next player. So here's our set of questions to decide who goes to the finals.
Hockey. This Flyers play-by-play man, after a championship win, describing one of the denser players, said, "Bob Kelly was so dumb."
How dumb was he?
Was he?
They should have written his name on the Stanley Cup in crayon. What was that? Gene Hart, Gene Rayburn, Sam Rayburn, or Ray Bradbury?
All right, roll the scrambler, Lubie. We'll see who we come up with. Oh, the great. I mean, he was just in some crime movie in New York City. And now I believe vacationing with his hands over a fire in Albany, New York. The great Pat joins us here on the show. Pat, how are you?
Hello, guys. Hey.
Morning,
He's
Pat.
correct.
Good job.
You're not, in an ambulance en route to a hospital or anything? Because I don't know if we can qualify you to play if you're healthy.
Not this week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Are you playing a sick person in any upcoming video or film project? No? Okay. All right. Do you have 1 point, by the way, which is quite a distinction, and going for 2.
Football, Pat, true or false? A Chiefs player admitted that the traditional meal the day before a game is always a cheeseburger, inspired by their head coach, Andy Reid. True or false?
All right. Interesting.
I'll say that's false.
It's true?
That's true.
Oh, it's true.
Wow.
That's true, yeah.
Should have had one of those things. What was that? The sandwich, the brisket sandwich, Lubie? That was unbelievable. Lubie taking an emergency call here. I guess we can continue with the game. Sans sound effects.
Sure.
I'll just make them myself here. All right, so we got what? 2 going for 5?
No, 1 going
Oh, he
for
missed
4.
it. Okay,
He missed
1 going for 4. Here we go.
All right, NBA All-Star game, Pat. Who was the first player to record a triple-double in an NBA All-Star game?
That's a good one.
Was
All
that
right.
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, or Alvin Robinson?
All right. You're on the clock, Pat. Robertson. Incorrect.
No, it was Captain Obvious, Michael Jordan, 1997.
Very good. No doubt conceded the gratuitous MVP award for the All-Star game also that year. All right, going for 6 points here. This would tie you with Andy and put you in the finals.
College football. Future teammates Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith were co-MVPs in college in the same bowl game. What was that bowl game?
North-South.
No. The Aloha Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, or the Peach Bowl?
Wow. Who the hell would know that?
Let's go with the Peach Bowl.
Peach.
Well, Pat wouldn't know it. No, it's as we say to you, Pat, it was the Aloha Bowl.
That puts us in a bit of a predicament here.
Oh, Chronic has. Oh no, Chronic only has 1 as well. All right, well, you're in it, Pat. Hang on.
Really, that was done by committee there.
Yeah, just magically the trivia scrambler in my brain. With Pat.
It's like Matt Getz is in charge of this.
Meantime,
committee
as we spoke about Andy Reid's cheeseburgers,
Yeah.
don't miss the chance to get a really good one tonight at Landlubbers with Mike and the Professor.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Thursday night is cheeseburger special night. The trivia contest that him and the Professor run are terrific. So you got nothing.
Chronic says it's his favorite.
Landlubbers.
Yeah, Chronic goes all over the place to these, bar trivia contests, and says it's his favorite one. The Lubie Professor contingent coming up.
They do a
teaming
really,
the,
really
people.
good job. They really do.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to shut out the Chronics a lot too, because they win every other contest in a run.
I like to go and be the cooler when I get a chance when I get to their team. I don't think they've ever won with me there.
How many Joe Pignatano cards did you have as a kid? I had I want to say probably second only to Harry Cheedy, another obscure catcher.
Bobby Del Greco. That's the
Bobby
card
Del
I had.
Greco, wow.
For the Phillies. I had his cards.
Remember, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I remember you used to flip baseball cards, and you would be flipping like Yastrzemski rookie cards.
Yeah,
which are probably, I mean, worth what? In good condition, they're probably worth $300 to $400 even today, right?
You're not kidding.
And mint condition, I would imagine even higher. Carl Yastrzemski rookie cards.
They're worth a lot of money. You guys.
And we used to curse when they came in the package. It was like, who is this Yastrzemski? What the fuck? Why a vowel? That wasn't even on the air yet. All right, we're ready for the finals. Andy versus Pat. Gurggles going to fire off a question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. If nobody answers right away, we offer multiple choice. The first person to call out his name gets first chance, and then we go back and forth until we have a winner for the championship of this week's edition of the Trivia Challenge. Here is the great Dave Gurggles Gergely.
Good luck, guys. In 1971, it's NBA and ABA All-Star game. In 71 and 72, the NBA and ABA All-Stars played each other. In the 71 game, Walt Frazier was the MVP. Who was the MVP of the 1972 game, NBA versus ABA?
A lot of MVP questions here today. All right, here we go. Here's multiple choice.
Rick Barry, Oscar Robertson, Artis Gilmore, or Bob Lanier?
All right.
Pat, who was it?
Pat, what do you got, Pat?
Oscar Robertson.
The big O. Incorrect. Three left for
Rick Barry, Artis Gilmore, or Bob Lanier?
I'll go with Artis Gilmore.
Gilmore.
No.
Incorrect. Two left for Pat.
Was it Rick Barry or Bob Lanier?
Back door. I see it coming right now. Bob Lanier.
Bob Lanier, yes.
Oh, he nails Lenny at the wire.
He was a last minute sub for Lou Alcindor, and he scored
ready to back into a title. My God.
He said sorry for winning. Get the fuck out of here. All right, we love
Very
you.
nice, man. All right, that was the hospital edition of the Trivia Challenge. If you weren't somehow in a hospital bed, you couldn't play. You were ineligible to play. And
why can't we get Savralta as a sponsor, or or Mercy Hospital?
Ozempic, man. Or what is that hideous thing they always have the fat ladies singing about? I mean, you talk about Kate Smith. Jardians. Remember those Jardians ads? They had this big
a bunch of vowels
bloated woman, and you're saying, just lose some weight, and you wouldn't have to take this shit. Are you kidding me? Come on, lady. What do you got to say? And she's like a big star, right? She goes walking through. They're giving her an outfit change and a little poof on the face so she can continue dancing like a fool while she's battling like a debilitating version of diabetes. I mean, enough already. All right, Gurggles. So on that note, you have a great one. We hope to see you tomorrow out there at the stream. Okay. Very good. Dave Gurggles Gergely, ladies and gentlemen. Very rousing rendition, I thought, of the Trivia Challenge, however brief it may have been. All right, Lubie. So Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, that's the side of the Mayo show today. Yesterday was a spectacular out there at Batch. Yeah, that brisket sandwich, I thought it was, sensational. I only took a little bite of the middle of it.
Well, I only got the brisket because that's the thing. A sandwich like that actually scares me. But the brisket was fantastic.
It was really well done. Yeah,
really good. And you wouldn't think to get grouper at a southern place, but it was good.
That was melt in your mouth, delicious.
Your salad looks fantastic.
Salad was very, very good. Yeah, very good.
Fried chicken's really good there. Like, it's so funny because you would think you'd have to go to like Betty's or whatever to get great fried chicken.
Yeah,
it's cool to go to a place it's not nice, but nicer, nice vibe. Sit down, whatever, and get real. Like that fried chicken's legit. Like, it's
I didn't try that.
I know. You've had it.
A little scared of it. Yeah,
it's really good.
No, I mean the food there is fantastic, and it's kind of supposedly a southern, food type of place, which they feature some very good versions of southern food, but they got a lot of variety too.
They do.
A lot of variety. Very impressive. First class joint. No question. Batch and then Delaware Chicken Farm later on today. For the it should just be called Mike Mayo Eats. Never mind Mike Mayo's lunchbox. The man has an amazing capacity. He really does. It's pretty incredible. But he was shaking yesterday. You could tell he was shaking up a little bit.
It's a lot.
From that, what did he say? Transvestite pimp that he had as a personal trainer.
Oh no, his former trainer that was, I guess, had gone back and forth between a born woman to a man from Cuba. I don't know why he actually brought that up, but for some reason he felt the need to bring that.
Well, no, I mean, you know how Mayo's mind works. He has to fire something, really snarky back. Like, did we need to know that this guy fluctuated from being a man and a woman? And which way did he train Mayo then? I mean, as if he was, training a female athlete or as a male.
Mark trained him, but it was born Maritza, I guess. Anyways, it
was an odd story. Yeah.
I like how honest they were. They were like, they weren't like, how you say what
you just said you look fat.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, you put on a lot of weight. Like, who says it that direct?
And people who are fat, having been fat through much of my life and in shape at different times too, but it doesn't matter how many times you hear it. It's crushing. It's just like you don't want to be reminded that you're fat. You actually think that you're carrying this weight well, even though you're 100 pounds over being morbidly obese. And you're thinking, wow, I mean, I used to weigh like $150. That's a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, the insult, it just, you could tell it had him off his game a little bit yesterday, didn't it? He kept referring to that. Yeah.
It just definitely bothered him. He definitely hit. Usually he doesn't care about shit. That was
he's the first to point it out, although, I'm sure he would rather it was going in another direction at this point.
Yes.
But it's unlikely. I mean, come on. After we ordered Chinese food for 4 at the Duck House, and Mike and I had to go, there still was enough food, I'm sure, for 4 people that came out.
No, it was a lot of food. I mean, the problem is we had done a show that day at Sicilian, and they gave us a lot of food.
And that was a lot of food. Yeah. No doubt.
That's the thing. He did it yesterday where we were at Batch. Brought out a lot. I didn't eat, I think I had Shirley and I shared some of the pizza or something from Sicilian, but it wasn't a lot, and it was like 6 hours later, and that was my last food of the day. He went to dinner.
I know,
and he's not going to dinner again, splitting this and getting a salad. Like, when he goes to dinner, he goes. So that's the problem.
He's all in. Yeah.
Every meal is like a freaking monster meal. It's okay.
He's I mean, like, whole cows are being consumed.
And Delaware, he's not going to.
Not favorable for, I mean, the idea of getting on a scale and seeing it lower than it was the day before, which, I mean, and that's a battle. There's no doubt about it. I mean, especially as you get up there in years, it's not easy to lose weight. It happens. But you start thinking, well, geez, maybe I should go to the emergency room because I've been dropping like weight steadily. So, what do you think, Louis? Did they do some damage to my kidneys that won't be
well, no, you're
able to overcome? Yeah. Who can I sue? That's the question of the day. Who the fuck can I sue? All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Degenerate Friday. We'll have the professor, no doubt, and hopefully with another edition of his fabulous big board. We'll catch you on nofilter.net and Caffeine TV, the morning briefing. All you have to do is Google that, Caffeine TV, the morning briefing, and our ugly mugs pop up there in any number of episodes that have been featured on that platform. And then we'll see you later on today from the Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Always a great stop. I mean, the people there are just so genuinely friendly and sincere about what they're doing. And then, I mean, it's great to see a business that is just exactly what you would hope it would be. Where you got like the freshest of stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's the seafood, the meats that they have there, poultry, of course, number one. And extremely reasonable prices. I mean, I see why people schlep from all over the place because you're not getting creamed like you are in the regular supermarkets now. Yep. So it's almost impossible to think that prices could be that high.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So why not save some money and get the fresher stuff right there at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market? So it's a great place to go. We'll be happy to be there. Gene always takes care of us, huh?
Yeah, well, Gene, Jose.
Among my favorites are things you wouldn't think that they would feature, like this cream spinach, man. Is dynamite.
I don't even know if some of the things they make, some of the things they don't. Yeah. So I don't always like promoting it because sometimes Gene just gives it, like the cranberries you brought out that Shirley was eating for like 8 after. I don't think they sell.
Oh,
So
no?
that's sort of the thing. I sort of feel bad because we sort of get special treatment. But the dips and any of the proteins that they bring out,
Fish dips are great.
fantastic.
Yeah, all good, all that stuff, and then they'll cook stuff for you too. You don't have to even worry
will.
about like butchering something yourself. No pun intended.
Exactly.
Where the brisket comes out. No, we've been very lucky the last couple of times we've been out. Not a giant brisket guy, I mean, but it's very, very good when you have it.
Yep.
But usually it's cooked to the point of being beyond shoe leather when you're going to some Passover ceremony, and they go, "Okay, the brisket's being served," and you're like, "You know what? I gotta go." It's either that, or you're going to have to go to the bathroom like shortly thereafter, because the stuff is usually disgustingly overcooked. Is it not?
Oh,
so when we were at Licky Sticky, and then yesterday at Patch, I mean that brisket was absolutely spectacular. It was great. Yeah. Made me want to get bar mitzvah all over again. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a Degenerate Friday edition of the show. 1:00 today, Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here in South Florida Live. Join the group there before it fills up. I mean, they're going to have to cap it at some point, aren't they?
I don't think so. We're
145,000 people.
Like Mayo's stomach.
My God. Do we get out a tape measure and just weight shame Mayo into getting in shape?
I mean, if
we need him around. I mean, look, we want the guy to live a long time. But
the show, and I enjoy him living on this earth.
But I do believe if you kind of ignore this aspect of your health as you get into your late 50s, it'll cost you later on.
Oh, I mean, if you can get
you're carrying a lot of extra pounds there, and just things you're doing things that are essentially not good for your health long term.
Well, it's for many.
But you don't realize it because you're young, right?
Well, look, hopefully he wrangles it. It's not the show. People will blame the show. It's he eats every meal like it's the show.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem. Is okay. So you have a busy dance card and you go out a lot. That's fine.
But then you have to be careful. Just monitor what you eat.
Then eat salads. Eat smaller appetizers.
Or only have like a couple of bites. Say, hey, I'm taking 3 bites of shit and that's it.
There's ways to do it. People do it. So it's like,
I mean, if you're paying to go to a festival, naturally you want to gorge yourself. But
he doesn't pay to go to these things.
No, I mean, if you're going to one a night, I
barely eat when we go to these things because it's too much.
Yeah.
I just like when I went to the Asian night, the Asian night, I think that
Waka, whatever festival that was.
Walk and roll.
Yeah.
Like there was so much there. I actually, after I left, I did the math. I'm like, I actually didn't eat it much.
Yeah.
It's just so much that it like.
It's overwhelming.
I
It really would be. Yeah.
And then I leave. Like Mayo's the opposite. He just died. He goes right for it.
No, he's thrown in the towel on even conceptually addressing the idea of actually making that weight that he bet his daughter. There's no chance of that.
No, not now.
But definitely want to have the trend going in the other direction. Because when you really do blow it up there, like your way, at your highest weight that you've ever been, the first 10 come off pretty easily.
Yeah, if you really put focus on it.
I mean, you don't have to BS yourself, though. I mean, you have to kind of commit yourself to.
Gotta go.
Yeah, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do this time," and that's it. Get through the first few days, and then it becomes, you can get just as addicted to the idea that you're getting on a scale every day, and it's a little bit lower. So,
yep.
But I mean, we got to get them going in the right direction because late 50s is not the time to be in the worst shape.
Oh no, that's when
you definitely want to have it going the other way by then.
Yep.
Because 60s can be pretty good, and then everything starts to go to shit in the 70s. I can attest to that, having started out the last 2 years on injured reserve. So, all right, we'll see you guys 1:00. And I know he's going to wrangle some stone crabs out of Gene because he gives that look as he's standing at the case. It really is the proverbial kid in a candy store where he's going, are those large or jumbos? And he's staring right at the jumbos, and that he knows that they're the jumbos, and he's hoping that they hand him a couple, and a hammer. All right, we'll see you then. For Mike Lubie Lewis, I'm Jeff DeForest. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
We could do like hours on Mayo, couldn't we? It's interesting. Yeah. All right. It's 9:01.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my soul.